The economy is not doing well. Let's be honest. This stimulation from central banks has maintained this fraud. But if they believed that the economy was as strong as they say it is, why not deleverage? Why continue to buy shares? What's the problem they're hiding? You came here for the truth. Today I have a whole host of issues to discuss with you, and I want to begin with this: the likelihood of defaulting on a loan payment in the next 12 months. So it isn't just those who are earning less than $40,000 a year, lower income individuals. No, it's all of those people here, where even those making over 100K are in the worst case in this chart anyway. But if you just look at the total population, you are seeing enough people that if these individuals actually do default on their loans as they say they are, this will trigger a domino effect. There's no way that this will not do so. It only takes a spark to get the fire going. And this would be more than enough. More than enough. And not even all of these people, it's a domino effect. One thing happens, like the subprime crisis. And they suggested, look, subprime is a small part of the total loans, therefore not going to create a problem. But what happened? It did, in fact, have a domino effect. So surely this could be the same scenario. And that's just one example. Auto loans, I believe, are something that is just gone berserk in recent times. I'll try to cover that more. Look at this here. Again, you're looking at the likely to default scenario. Again, there is the situation where we have fraudulent loan applications, and people are either inputting their own fraudulent data or the corporations are helping them out so that they can push this through the door, get more people loaning money. The US average hourly earnings have been declining. Well, that sounds like a broken record on this channel, but anyway, you can see that on a year-over-year change, these numbers, they're not doing well. Yes, it's come up since the bottom here, but when you really think about it, individuals, their salaries really haven't, not only have they not kept up with inflation, they basically haven't risen. The starting salary for people, and I've shown you the statistics specifically themselves, but they're not doing well. So how do you ever keep up with the ever increasing prices of energy, food, and everything else if your wage doesn't keep up? Approximate subprime consumer debt balances outstanding, the percentage total of outstanding based on the credit scores alone. All I wanted to show you was that, number one, student debt. Okay, well, mortgages, obviously, extreme amount of leverage. People take advantage. Student debt. This has become a serious problem, which is sort of just swept under the rug. Don't worry, it's only $1 trillion plus that's been put onto the backs of the taxpayers. They'll have to bail it out, of course. And auto loans. Auto loans make up for such a high degree, particularly in the subprime category. Something that I cover very frequently because people have been buying a lot of different vehicles. You can see it here. I mean, in Toronto, we have so many luxury vehicles, you have no idea. Driving down the road every day, I see obviously the Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz. Those are standard cars now. And then you'll see Teslas, you will see Maseratis consistently, many Maseratis in fact. I see Rolls-Royce, I see Bentley. I'm looking at all of these luxury vehicles, Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that. Luxury, top and bottom of the scale, I'm seeing it all. But are people actually able to afford the vehicles which they're driving? Do they own the vehicles they're driving? Now, many people would say, why would I want to buy the car when I can finance it? Why would I want to buy the car with cash when I can lease it? And whatever you want to do, that's up to you. I'm just saying we have a lot of debt. There's a lot of debt. People owe money to somebody else. Why do they have this system that allows a few select people to create money out of thin air, loan it to the commercial banks? The commercial banks then take that money, they loan it out to individuals at a higher rate of interest. The whole system is a fraud. I'm just trying to point that out. And then you have this, John McAfee, who came out and actually said Bitcoin at $500,000 within 3 years. Now that's an extreme bet, but the reason I mentioned this, I thought it was quite funny. So this individual said, are you sure about that? And he said, if not, I will eat my you-know-what on national television. So he's making a bet that he's going to be eating a sausage, and if not, that who knows what's going to happen. I just want to see in 3 years from now and try to go back to this video and we'll see. Anyway, just a little bit of humor for you there. Bitcoin reversed steep losses as miners began using new software which aims to bridge an ideological gap that has threatened to divide the cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin was at this real stalemate. August 1st is a big day. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And that send the cryptocurrencies tumbling down. All these different issues, in fact. This was the primary one. So what they did was kick the can down the road. And so they are able to then have this rise, which had come as a result. And I believe that many of these cryptos had increased 50% from their bottom. So you can see what has happened, a very volatile market. There is no doubt about that. But what happens from here? Well, you can see that, look at all of these different initial coin offerings. You can see there's a lot of money being thrown at it. Doesn't matter what you think about it. I just see it as a lot of money going into this new type of asset class, whether you agree with it or not. Just wanted to point it out. Right here, foreigners snap up a record number of U.S. homes. Foreign buyers closed on $153 billion of U.S. residential real estate over the last year. And that is a very, very high number. They are taking advantage. Perhaps the prices have gone too high in other areas, so they're choosing places in the U.S. which have not been so, pushed up. That's just one thing to note. This here, Venezuela might have to take on some sanctions by the U.S. This is all because of Maduro saying that they wants to push through a new constitution. Obviously, you know that in the new constitution, the president will be given unlimited power, as if he doesn't have enough already. Let's see what happens with that. It's not going to go well. The diplomatic relations there are certainly suffering. Then you have Zika. Oh, how I love Zika. 20 million bacteria-infected mosquitoes are getting released into California City by a division of none other than Google's parent company. So Google bought a whole bunch of companies and continues to do so. And I don't know how to pronounce it, but Verily. And that is part of the whole Alphabet, Google's parent company. They've now released these bacteria-infected mosquitoes. And whenever I read about this type of thing, I become at a loss for words, because they've really gone completely overboard. Whatever it is that they do with Zika virus, with everything else, they have gone completely overboard. You can't just kill off entire species because you deem them to be unsafe. I don't want Zika. I think it's terrible, but you probably created it in the first place. So, maybe stop creating all of these bioweapons and everything else, and maybe we wouldn't have a problem. You would have to genetically modify all these damn mosquitoes that are, by the way, finding their way inland more. So they're coming inward. It's not just in Miami anymore. It's not just in these select few areas, Cayman Islands, and everywhere. They crews spraying around the clock after 1 billion mosquitoes blown in by the storms. So this is what happened. Then you have man-made issues that occur, and then you have the natural forces which are bringing these inward, blowing them in. This is going to spread Zika even worse. Mission accomplished. They said that it was going to be worse this year. Perhaps it will happen. I don't know. I don't know enough about all the details. All I know is that they've created bioweapons in the past. They've been doing this for quite a while. They have shown that they cannot contain anything, any sort of virus, any sort of contagion. They have been shown to create things and allow them to be released to then track them. This has been such a detriment to society. This has to stop. Of course, though, it won't. But that's not going to stop me from speaking out about it. So, if you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. Last but not least, if you found the video informative, I know you'll find my books, The Money GPS, and my new release, even more informative. So check them out at Amazon. There's a look inside feature. It allows you to flip through the pages of these books to see if you like them. Take care.